X's and O's is underway off a thrilling victory against the Green Bay Packers. The Detroit Lions are next, noon on KFAN and the Vikings Radio Network. I'm Paul Allen. Minnesota Vikings head coach Mike Zimmer joins us now, thanks to U.S. Bank honoring the Vikings' 60 greatest fans this season. Coach, congratulations on the Packers victory. Have you ever had to stop a team with just two rookie corners and a safety playing nickel at the end of the game?
I'm not sure about the two rookie corners, but sometimes that happens. You get some guys hurt, and you got to try and figure out a way to get it done.
Now, whether it's a defensive coordinator or back to your Dallas days, in-game injuries, and they just keep happening. Does that change the plan dramatically?
Yeah, a lot of times it does. There's many times when you go into a game and, like at least past game, we had guys get hurt early in the ball game. So, that changed a lot of the things as we went. And then you just got to adapt and adjust.
Now, with your rookie corner, Jeff Gladney, bear with me on this, please. I love Jeff Gladney. And that's while recognizing it may take a bit to get him exactly where you want him to be. And I saw you yell at him after that first touchdown to Davante Adams, Zim being Zim. But he seems like a guy not only who's tough, like you've said, but it seems like he shakes off problems and doesn't let them impact him the rest of the game.
Yeah, he's pretty tough mentally like that. I think he's a tough kid anyway. And, he's going through a lot of fire here playing nickel and playing corner and, getting on these receivers that it just surprises me that some of these young guys, when you're talking about Davante Adams all week long, and then he looks in the backfield and gets beat to the outside, just amazes me. But they are young, and he'll continue to get better. He's a tough, competitive kid. He's got a good skill set.
And see, you being a dad of three, even if you had lost the game and you were 1-6, but you're 2-5, you still would have laughed because you're raising kids. It may not be exactly how you want it, but you've raised three wonderful kids, and now you have a team full of youngsters. You got to be patient, right?
Right. That's why my hair is starting to look like yours.
Jeez, okay. X's and O's with Mike Zimmer on the Vikings Radio Network. Was the Packers game, Mike, the most physical your defensive line has been all season? And if so, how key was that against that particular team?
Well, the second half, we played the run very well, and I think that was a big key to the ball game. They started out, and it would be 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5, and so we made some adjustments at halftime. Guys went in there, they did some really good things, and that allowed us to help some of these young corners.
You and Aaron Rodgers have such immense respect for each other. I just absolutely love it. And is he legitimately one of the most difficult challenges you've had all of your coordinator or coaching career?
Yeah, he really is. He's so talented, not only with his arm, but his mind and his legs. He just makes it so difficult for you. You have to be on your toes at all times with him, and he's terrific.
Now Matthew Stafford. What distinguishes Matthew Stafford?
Yeah, it's going from one to the other now. Stafford is he's got a big, strong arm, throws the ball vertically down the field a lot. Got good receivers that can go up and get the football. And in the last few years, he's really tried to move in the pocket. He moves in the pocket. He scrambles. I think a couple years ago he ran 3rd and 17 against us. So, but he's very dangerous. They start really fast offensively. One of the fastest, only team in the league to score first in every ball game. But he's also tremendous in the 2-minute drill, as you saw against Atlanta there with 1 minute left and no timeouts to go down and win the game.
I'm always trying to deep dive things that are different and kind of make it more fun, even though these games are fun. I mentioned you and Rodgers and the respect and the battles you guys have. You and offensive coordinator Darrell Bevell, that's kind of a high level mental gymnastics heavyweight fight. Darryl does a good job, doesn't he?
Darryl does a great job. Seems like they don't ever run the same play twice. They get you all kinds of different formations, different plays. So we're going to have, different personnel groups. They do all kinds of things. And, I think his playbook must be twice as big as ours.
How do they use that running back DeAndre Swift?
Well, they use him, number one, they use him out of the backfield a lot, but he's a good hard runner as well. They'll use him in some scat plays where he's free releasing. They'll use him in some of the spread formations. He's really fast, but he's a good downhill runner as well.
Here comes old Everson Griffin. Gave you many, many good years here for the Vikings, right?
Yep, Everson was a good player for us, good leader, and, we've always wished him well.
Dalvin Cook, as a lifetime defensive guy, what makes it tough to scheme for a guy like Dalvin Cook during the course of the week?
Well, I think the biggest thing with Dalvin is, he runs the ball inside, he runs the ball well outside. He's got great speed to the perimeter, and as you saw last week, he caught a couple balls and checked them down, and one was a screen, he went the distance, and one was a third and long, and he caught it and got the first down. So he's got the complete package. He's a tough, competitive guy and a really good leader for us.
I'm certainly not en vogue with Hall of Fame comparisons to like guys who have been in the league 4 years, but I mean, you've seen it all, Mike. Does Dalvin potentially have any Marshall Faulk to his game?
I guess maybe they do. Marshall was terrific as well. I think there's a lot of really good backs in the past that I remember playing against. In some ways he reminds me of Emmitt Smith, the way he carries his pads down, the way he accelerates, hits the hole. But there's He's a good player.
That screen touchdown and Dalvin's patience, not only with that screen touchdown, but just his ever-improving patience. Have you seen that's natural with running backs, or does it need to be taught sometimes?
I think, they're like every other position. They'll get hyped up at times and try to force things a little bit too much. But, if you look back on that screen, we had, I think, 4 offensive linemen downfield busting their rear end trying to get some blocks, which helped. And we had a tight end down there, a couple receivers. So, all those things are important as we continue to move forward.
Absolutely love the play. Ezra Cleveland late on the scene. He's coming from the right guard spot. So, I thought he got caught up in the trash, but he's coming from over here. And is that what they're taught, to just kind of throw yourself in front of somebody?
They're told to get on the ground, yes.
Yeah, and that was perfect. And then, like a future Zimmer Ridge Ranch stud coming steaming down the stretch, here's Brian O'Neill, very late, just kind of getting in Adrian Amos's way, and Preston Smith. And man, the athleticism of O'Neill, Bradbury, and Cleveland, it's just terrific.
Yeah, those guys are good athletes, and they continue to get better. And the more speed and athleticism you can put on the field, the better you can be.
How bad was the weather on the sideline? Like did it dictate offensively some things you could not do going a certain way?
Paul, it was probably a little bit tougher in the one end zone as you started to get down toward the red zone. The wind was blowing pretty hard down in there. It was swirling throughout most of the ball game. There were some things that obviously that we put away because of the weather conditions, but I thought we did a great job running the football, and I thought Kirk did a great job getting the ball out of his hands as well in the passes, and we converted some third downs. Yeah,
I agree. He only threw 14 times, but he hit on all those third downs. The BB production was terrific. Last one on that game, because people only talk about long snappers, punters, and kickers when they mess up. Kind of a sneaky MVP in that game was Britton Colquitt. Not only getting that extra point down where Packers are like hands on their hips after Dalvin Cook broke their spirit, but his punts too on a day like that were terrific. Yeah,
he did a nice job this week. The snap on the extra point was was really high. I thought Bailey was going to pull a hamstring trying to stop and then hit it again. But yeah, he did a nice job on the punts as well, and we did a good job protecting.
Last one, Coach. What are some keys to getting hot and rattling off some victories?
Well, I think one of the big things, Paul, we didn't turn the ball over last week, and we got one turnover. So, not beating ourselves is going to be key, obviously, and then sticking to our identity of hopefully that we can go out and play better early defensively against a team like this, and then and kind of try to impose our will as the game goes on.
Great job, man. Best of luck against Detroit. Talk to you soon.
All right, Paul. Thank you.